Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm McRogers, grief therapist. I ask all of you to do grief differently, so I wanted to let you know that I will be supporting grief differently through offering frequent workshops. I find that people need information and perspectives and structures to do their grief work, and I believe that I can offer these to you through workshops on Zoom. And today I want to talk about a topic that is incredibly important for anyone who is grieving. It affects us all. And that is about the value of having a strong support network. I will follow up with a teaching workshop for those of you who want to explore more about this in your life and in your grief. Grief is a journey that we all navigate in our own unique ways and needs. It can be an overwhelming experience filled with the whole range of emotions. When we are grieving, it is natural to feel isolated and alone, and that's why having a strong support network is so crucial. It provides us with the emotional, the practical, and the informational support that we need during these challenging times. So first, let's talk about emotional support. It's what we most need at the beginning of our grief. When we're grieving, emotions can be incredibly intense and unpredictable. Having someone to talk to witness our grief, to validate our grief, or just sit silently with us eating junk food can make a world of difference. Having someone there reminds us that we are not alone in our grief. It can be a friend, a family member, a fellow griever, or a therapist. Research supports this is important. A journal published in Death Studies found that social support significantly reduces feelings of isolation and promotes psychological well-being during bereavement. I will leave the links to all of the studies in the description of this video. And next, there's practical support. Grief can often leave us feeling drained and unable to manage the daily tasks of our miserable lives. A supportive network can step in to help with things like preparing meals, running errands, changing the furnace filters, cutting the lawn, getting groceries. This kind of help allows us to focus on our emotional healing without the added stress and/or distractions of everyday responsibilities. According to the American Psychological Association, practical support from friends and family or even hired help can significantly ease the burden of daily responsibilities, allowing us, as the grievers, to focus more on our emotional recovery. This is clearly what we need. Another important aspect of a strong social network is informational support. Sometimes we simply don't know what we need or where to find help, what to ask. So much of grieving requires information, education about the nature of grief, its rhythms, its patterns, its myths. I spend a ton of time teaching about grief in my therapy sessions and my memberships. And then I spend time with my clients and members, helping them to personalize their pathway into and being with their grief. A study from the Journal of Palliative Medicine highlighted that access to information and resources can greatly improve our coping mechanisms and our overall well-being when we are grieving a loss. And finally, it is critical to consider the value of community. When we are grieving, being part of a community where we can share our experiences and hear from others who have gone through similar situations can be incredibly supportive and healing. I hear all the time, I just want to speak to someone who has experienced what I'm going through. A well-managed community will allow you to find tools, suggestions, and most importantly, inspiration. And having said that, here's a public service announcement. Be wary of the timing or the nature of communities that only end up sharing the trauma and the sadness of the loss. I hear from people all the time that they joined this group or they went on this Facebook group and they came away more traumatized, more upset, and more sad without any takeaways. So please be careful where you place your community efforts. Community can offer a sense of belonging, understanding, and inspiration that is hard to find anywhere else. A community doesn't just help with the tough times. It can also be a place to help you honor and remember your loved one, whether it's through memorial activities or creating some keepsakes, or simply sharing stories or saying their name. Having people who understand, respect, and support your loss can make these moments of honoring more full. In conclusion, a strong support network is vital when you're grieving. It will provide us with emotional comfort, practical assistance, information and resources, and a sense of community to reduce that built-in isolation. Grief is not something that you have to go through alone, and there are people who care and who do want to support you. So I have focused on 4 essential elements: emotional, information, practical, and community. Please tell me, educate me, what have I missed? Let's share it in the comments below. What has contributed positively to your social support network when you are grieving? Please inspire us, and we can all learn from each other's experiences. If you would like to explore your support network more fully, then please join in the workshop that I'm hosting called Discovering the Gaps in Your Grief Support. We'll use a couple of practical tools to explore your support network. You'll be able to identify its strengths and its vulnerabilities, and then I'm going to ask you to set a goal to boost your grief support. This workshop is a 1-hour workshop that will make a difference in your grief journey. Replays will be available for those who can't attend live. If you're feeling overwhelmed or isolated and uncertain about your grieving needs, then this workshop is made for you. Please go to the description of the video where you can find how to sign up. Change your grief, change your life. Let's do grief differently together. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you or someone you know is struggling with grief and your grief support network, I send you kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. Thank you, and take good care.